Man. Woo! Do we even need the microphone? Can you guys hear us? Do we even need this?
More than 10 feet away.
Tell me, yeah.
So these
You guys can hear us just fine, right?
What? Don't be difficult with us.
Don't be difficult. All right, guys.
I'm Will. He's John. What?
I'm sure there's more than one Will somewhere in this crowd.
Is there any other Wills besides me?
Wiles?
Fuck all of you.
All right, everybody's playing devil advocate right now. So let's see here. So first of all, does everybody know what a creepypasta is?
Is it edible?
All right, before we get started, just to make sure everybody's on the same page, we happen to do a creepypasta about what creepypasta is. It's like the most meta thing you'll ever see.
Creepypasta
Oh, that's good.
is defined by Encyclopedia Dramatica as the internet definition for short stories designed to unnerve, disturb, elicit a negative emotional response from, and scare the reader. As with anything found on the internet, the quality varies widely from one example to the next.
Oh. Did it move?
Yeah, it did. Pasta moved. So, creepypastas, short horror stories on the internet. Some are written, some people go one step beyond and do videos. We go one step beyond that and make some really kick-ass cinematastic videos. So, in case anyone here doesn't know who we are, I'm going to just introduce everybody. So, starting on the end here, we have one of our voice actors and star of the upcoming web series Black Suits, Carlos, turned down for what? Farrell. And then right next to him is one of our other voice actors. This is Efren Heartbreaker Aguilera. Alright, and then right next to me is the man without whom we wouldn't be here, the glue that holds us together. When a giant monster attacks, he's the one who gets to yell out, "It's morphin' time." The man who knocks, Chad Garcia. And then my name is Phil. I'm pretty much going to be your host for the evening. I'm the director of photography and editor for Frosted Mini Fears. Awesome. Okay. So what we've done for you is we've each picked out some of our favorite episodes to share with you guys, tell you some stories, hopefully make you laugh at some of the stuff that goes behind the scenes in our videos. So Chad's a little hungover, so I'm going to go first. We have one of our writers is not here today, Salvatore Guerasoli. Yeah, nobody applauds Sal, he's a dick. So, on his behalf, I'm going to present one of his videos and then tell a little bit about the wimp behind it. So, where does he got that one? There it is.
I am an English teacher, and I have, like most English teachers, assigned the quintessential, "What did you do for summer break?"
All right, yeah. That was, like I said, one of Sal's videos, No Me Gusto, Amigo Fantasma. We started filming it during our first season, never got around to finishing it, so we finished it off this coming season we're doing right now. And we get to Sal's house. Here's the story I'm going to tell. Check this out. So we get to Sal's house to film those bookends where he's grading the papers at the beginning and end of the video. As soon as we show up, he hands Efren a pad of paper and a pen, and he's like, "I need you to write a one-page essay on what you did for your summer vacation last year." And we're both kind of looking at him like, "Qu'est-ce que c'est? What?" And he was like, "It doesn't have to be real. You can make something up. I just need a page of stuff, and I don't want it to be blank, and I don't want it to be gibberish." My mom already did one, so it's all good. So while I'm setting up the shot, Efren is essentially having to write like a one-page essay. He's doing homework, basically. And it's all good, man. You're just interrupting my show. It's all good. So while I'm setting up the shot, Efren is doing his homework. We get time, it comes time to block out the scene, call action. Efren turns in his essay. And the story this man came up with. You know what? I'm just going to have Sal read it to you.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm going to read one of my favorite stories by Milton Crispin, What I Did Last Summer. A few summers ago, I took a small trip to Japan. I was quite the trip, as it was my first time. As soon as me and my friend touched land, we ambushed by a Shazam and his friend and knocked to the ground. Shazam threw my friend across the field and ran toward me. I tried to block his incoming attack, but to no avail. He held me to the ground as told me, "You will obtain my powers." After that, my eyes flashed and then he was gone. The rest of the trip, I had Shazam's powers, and I used them in Japan. Fantastic. Riveting, brilliant, glorious.
So you went to Japan and fought Shazam.
That's what came on when I wrote that story.
Okay, I've been meaning to ask you this. When you say Shazam, do you mean the DC superhero formerly known as Captain Marvel, or do you mean the old man who gave Billy Bastion the powers to turn into Captain Marvel?
I don't think they know that guy.
I don't know which one's which. But I know the name.
Okay.
So I used it.
I always imagine this is you doing battle with the old man, and the old man gives you the powers to turn into Captain
That's
Marvel.
probably what it was.
Okay. So that was one of Sal's videos. Chad, you want to go next?
I'm a trooper. I can do this.
You got this. Slip her up. So which video did you want to play, Chad?
Fucking Cecil Hotel.
You want to do Cecil Hotel? All right, like Cecil, the seashells by the seashore.
Currently, that's our most popular video. It's made its way around like the creepypasta community. It's well received by a lot of the most respected people in the creepypasta thing. That elevator footage you saw was the actual footage right before she went missing. Is that what? There's a little bit of realism in all this. The Yelp reviews are fake. I took them in the Photoshop. I wrote them out. The funny thing about that is everyone thinks the Yelp reviews are real. Like a lot of the people, we're part of like the Theater Obscurum, and that's a creepypasta Skype community where everyone gets together and trades ideas or communicates or whatever. And whenever they mention Cecil Hotel, they go, "Oh man, I can't believe those Yelp reviews are real." If you just go to Yelp, they're clearly not real, but you think that they would be logical about it and say that clearly the cops would have noticed that complaint and then figured stuff out. But yeah, the hard part about this is we didn't have any footage at all for this. We didn't even know what to shoot. So I just gave Phil 2 pieces of video and I told him to work magic. So he saved that completely. Otherwise, it would probably been not nearly as well received or enjoyable.
Yeah. You didn't give me anything to work with. For like months, I'm like, give me something. And he's like, "Oh no, whatever you want." I'm like, "Give me a direction, man. Give me a box, something, anything." And he's like, "Oh no, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do."
All I did was I sent him the Yelp review of Cecil Hotel and the edited Photoshop document, and I was like, "Okay, the rest is up to you."
Yeah. So.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So, Efren, which video have you chosen for us to watch?
The video that I chose is Refugio Park.
Oh, Refugio Park. Okay. And I need to stop giving these weird names. There it is.
Refugio Park is a small park in Hercules, California.
All right.
So I think this was the very first creepypasta that they had me narrate. This is how I ended up getting into Frosted Mini Fears. Filming of this was kind of interesting because we're gonna film something else that day, and they told me, "Everett, wear something else. Wear something, like something nice, like a suit or something," which I didn't have. So I'm like, "All right, I'll change into it." But they didn't tell me we were gonna go film at the park. So I'm walking around in like nice pants and nice shoes and shit, and almost getting them completely dirty, helping him out. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the only thing, it's good and all. Sal didn't give us a lot of direction.
Yeah.
So the only thing I don't like is if you take out the story and put in just generic stock music, it turns into a real estate video for Hercules, California. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But yeah, that was Refugio Park.
Again, on Refugio Park, people online keep asking where it is, like it's a mysterious real place.
We say that the first 10 seconds of the video. It's in Hercules, California.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, and so Carlos, which video have you chosen for us?
Well, I'm gonna go with the episode 0 that nobody ever acknowledges. Her friend with the Ganges.
Oh, our very first pilot. Yeah, so before we started Frosted Mini Fears, we actually did 2 pilots, kind of like Star Trek. So Carlos did our very first creepypasta ever, the Cage, if you will, of our Star Trek series, called Her Friend at the Ganges.
Her friend at the Ganges. In India, where some of the most poor live. Shadow, unnatural dimension. Andrew felt a chill go down his spine.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting when we came across to actually doing these things, because Chad and Phil and I guess Sal as well kind of collaborated and talked amongst themselves to create like a story and something something interesting, and then they're like, you know what, we need someone to read this. Oh, how about Carlos? So that's kind of how I got pulled into doing voice acting for their videos. And there's also like an interesting thing about that last picture there. I think Phil can explain a little better.
Oh yeah, we'll watch the video.
Well, here,
So-
before you start that, just a little tidbit about the Her Friend at the Ganges. He was not the first person that they wanted to go for that. I was actually the one to read that first.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Refugio.
they lost the audio.
What was it? No, the Audacity file Sal had was like either corrupted or I couldn't open them, so we ended up having to re-record it with Carlos.
Her friend.
So, yeah, very first thing we ever did, didn't really know what we were doing, still trying to find our footing and our style, so it's very much like a traditional video creepypasta you would see. Slow motion slideshow, Ken Burns effect, ooh, scary. So, the only real like effect I did was at the end here when the photographs are developing, and I'll get a good one here at the end. And so when I was doing her shadow, if you look closely, her shadow is actually Spawn. Oh. Yeah. So that's the thing.
She is fun.
Yeah. So I love that. So I have one more video I'm going to show you guys. It's our Halloween special. So typically we do videos, it looks like from March to September is our schedule. And then end of October on Halloween, we put out a Halloween special, which is all kind of like pizzazz and flair. And yeah. So this is our first Halloween special. This one is called Cooking for Kids. So yeah, that was our Halloween special. I love puppets, so anytime we get a chance to use the puppet I went out and bought, makes me happy. We need to write more puppet stuff.
Could have had an angel puppet.
So you guys have seen some of our videos, so you kind of get a feel for our style and everything. So what I have for you guys here is actually a behind the scenes, so you can see how we make all these videos. What's cool about this, all of our other videos are on our YouTube page, Frosted Mini Fears, enamoredobjectproductions.com. Check us out. This behind the scenes video though, I'm not throwing it online. The only way you guys can see it is right here at this panel, because you guys are awesome. So yeah, enjoy your Fanime exclusive behind the scenes. I'm going to do one more just for safety's sake.
The style of Frosted Mini Fears is a meeting between cinematic filmmaking and creepypasta archetypes. Nowhere is that more evident than in our 2013 Halloween special, where we pulled out all the stops to make it our most elaborate shoot yet.
Oh, Lord.
Now, ruined the shot.
already got what I needed.
Alright. That's a little glimpse behind the scenes of how we make this whole thing happen. So I think we got about 5 minutes left. So if anybody has any Q&A questions, we can do a little Q&A for the last 5 minutes. No, you got a question? Yeah, just speak up. We can hear you.
Did the hotel ever see the video you did or respond at all?
Oh man, I'm sure if they caught wind of it or got really, really popular, they'd probably cease and desist real quick.
Yeah.
I would think. I'm surprised that because this is a big thing right now, the Elisa Lam story. It was about 5 months ago. It was all over 4chan and Reddit. So making fan fiction essentially of her death, kind of not okay. That's what I did, I guess.
Should have picked Sasquatch.
So, yeah, he's not going to file a cease and desist with YouTube. All right, take it easy. Anybody else got any more? Yeah, go ahead, guy I've never met before.
What was your name again?
My name's Phil.
Phil. Who wrote that first one that you guys were saying? That was the very first.
Day Zero.
That one, yeah.
Oh yeah, the friend at the Ganges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Who wrote that one?
Chad.
Chad wrote that.
And it's honestly, I wrote about 3 minutes, and it has some of the worst grammar errors ever, and just made it in, and it spread it. There's a lot of bad grammar.
17,000 hits.
Yeah, it does have some neat.
I think the only reason it has that is because when we posted it, not a lot of people were doing video pastas because the Little Fears had like gone MIA, Mr. Creepypasta sucks, and there's not a whole lot of people doing video pastas. So when we posted it to the Creepypasta archive, they were like, "Oh my god, a video? We never get video. Watch." And so we got freaking 17,000 views off of it.
Oh wow. How'd you guys come up with the name?
Oh, that's the best one.
Okay, I'll tell this story. So, we did the first two. We did 2 pilots, and then we were getting ready to start the actual series. We were like, we need a name. So we're coming up with names. We're brainstorming. We're coming up with things like 11:59, The Eyes of Children, That Sinking Feeling, and we were just kind of getting really repetitive and going down the same path. And so when I'm doing brainstorming and we kind of go get tunnel vision, I just throw like a weird random idea out there just to kind of break up the monotony and get people thinking about other things. And so I just was like, Frosted Mini Fears. And everybody laughed, and then we went back to thinking, oh seriously, what are we going to be called? But after we had like this long list of like 15, 20 names, and they're all kind of generic, they all kind of suck, nothing was really catchy. And Chad was the one who pulled the trigger, made the call, and he was like, I think we should be Frosted Mini Fears. It's really damn catchy. So that's how we came up with the name. All right, guys. Well, that is our time. They're giving us the red card. So thank you guys for coming out. Check us out on YouTube at ManandIProductions.com, everybody.
Are you guys hiring?
I'm always hiring. It pays nothing.
Yet.
Not even a box of cereal?
We'll hook you up with some Frosted Mini Fears.
Hey,